What sets apart a girl you befriend and a girl you want to pursue romantically? I'm sorry to sound like a sleaze, but as a guy who has been the villain of this story before, in my monkey brain, if an attractive girl gets along with me well enough for me to consider her a friend and nothing is in the way, then I'd rather be in a relationship with her. Especially if we hit it off without being flirty. I think, whether I'm right or wrong is up for debate. The lines between a good friendship and relationship overlap quite a bit. Your partner should be your best friend. And whether you want it, call it desperate or loneliness, whatever. I find it extremely attractive to have a trusting, caring, fun relationship like friendships should be, with women. My social life today is disastrous, but that's the way it goes, I suppose. I double down on this disaster. I can relate. It's like you've been building the foundations of a great romantic relationship accidentally. Hard to not think about next steps. If they're my type or not. You mean, if they're hot or not. If you can imagine yourself enjoying sex with them, definitely romantic. Otherwise friends. That's what type means, lol. To answer your actual question, I do not know. No, really. There can be a woman whom I like as a person and find attractive as a woman and still not feel anything sexual or romantic towards her. The best answer I can give is a combination of personality, looks and chance. But also, are you sure that it is a romantic interest you are experiencing? Because you may think that you are wanted romantically, but the guys in question are just being friendly. Happens quite often. To answer your actual question, I do not know. No, really. There can be a woman whom I like as a person and find attractive as a woman and still not feel anything sexual or romantic towards her. Honestly, yeah. Couldn't have said it better. Because you may think that you are wanted romantically, but the guys in question are just being friendly. Happens quite often. That too. Men will prioritize relationships over friendships when they don't have the former, and tend to not pursue at all the latter when taken. If you're not coming from an environment where it happens organically, hobbies, where and how do you meet those men? I'm kinda the opposite. I want female friends, but like everyone thinks that if you want to be a person's friend you are attracted to her, all my female friends are ones that I'm not interested in romantically. When I was single I had a lot of female friends that I never planned on having a romantic relationship with. My biggest block is that the majority of them were fun, but I couldn't imagine spending all my time with them. Like I had a friend that was super fun to hang out with, but she partied too hard and had to always be doing a ton of stuff. Not someone I wanna be with every day. Another friend was great, but she was always late to everything and generally flaky. I was never attracted to the ones that become my friends. If I'm pursuing a woman and she's uninterested, then I stop thinking about her and move on. It's difficult to pinpoint the line. To me, a relationship is basically a friendship with extra steps. There's no way I'm going to date someone seriously if I don't get along with them on the friendship level. Ultimately it probably comes down to where the other party's interests are. If they were interested in me romantically, then it'd probably end up as a relationship. The other way the line could be drawn is by realizing that the other person isn't what I want in a partner, but that they'd still make a great friend. It's usually a point of irreconcilable difference. Whether or not she owns and can operate a medieval crossbow, a trebuchet user is marriage candidate for sure. Trebuchet enjoyer. Physical attractive mainly. Spark or no spark basically. This is the only answer. Folk on here talking about how they can't be just friends with an attractive woman are weird as F. Simply how attracted I am and how well we click. Is there flirting / chemistry as well? Do I admire / respect her? I do have female friends as part of a larger social circle, but I wouldn't usually go out of my way to do things one-on-one. With all due respect, do you not admire or respect women that you're not attracted to? Not trying to be facetious, but the phrasing is throwing me off a bit. To an extent. But usually admiration leads to attraction. OFC, everyone gets a basic level of respect, but more than that means they are a potential partner. Not sure how much of a gray zone there is. I'm not sure how much I agree with this. simply because I'd imagine there are men in your life that you respect and admire, but are obviously not attracted to. I do think platonic admiration is possible, which is what originally unsettled me about the phrasing. Because based on what you've said, the furthest your feelings for a woman you're not attracted to would go is basic respect. Is that what you were trying to communicate? If she's attractive, and I like her personality, I don't see why I would want her as a friend over a girlfriend. In one word, attraction. For my brain it's extremely hard to befriend women I'm attracted to, because I'll always be subconsciously waiting for an opening to be more than friends. Life hack. Get married to an awesome woman. Then you get all the attractive friends you want, because you can't get with them now. This is not actual advice, I'm being silly. I befriend anyone I'll be doing activities with, men or women. I'll pursue if I'm single. She's single and attractive. Would likely become friends over some shared activity anyway, so I already know what the personality is like. I do have platonic female friends. They are all in relationships. This is the same for me. I'm open to a woman as a friend if she isn't all that attractive. We are coworkers, we already slept together in the past, and obviously the GF of my friends are my friends by extension, but that doesn't mean that I'd want to hang out with her alone. Most guys aren't looking for female friends. Majority of the time, male-male bonds are tighter for us. The following is anecdotal. Went through a divorce. Not sure how I would have survived if it wasn't for my male friends. They called, texted and checked up on me on a daily basis. In the same time period I had 3 female friends reach out to me. One wanted me to help her move. The other wanted to borrow my stuff. The third asked me if I could put together some furniture. Not trying to disagree with your first point, but you've got shitty female friends. They probably don't even qualify as friends based on this. The presence of sexual and romantic attraction, including sexual and romantic chemistry. Also whether we share the same values and are compatible personality wise. But whether I want to befriend someone typically depends on how many interests we share. If a guy doesn't share many interests with you, but still wants to spend a lot of time with you, well, he's probably interested in pursuing you sexually or romantically. The same reason why women would want to just be friends with a man. 50% of it is that there are universal traits that all women and men are attracted to. If you hit those generic check marks, you will more likely be attractive to people romantically. But if you hit some of them, but still have a couple of those good traits, people will still want to be your friend. Also, if you have common hobbies, or already in a relationship, or if you're just a good person that people want to be around, if a romantic relationship isn't available. A certain Gen Northeast say squy. Up until they bluntly say they are not interested, or we find out they are in a committed relationship. Pretty much every pursuit is a romantic one. This isn't to say that men and women can't be friends, or that the friendship is any less genuine than those between same-sex friends. But a friendship developing between men and women is usually the result of a man who tried and failed to pursue a woman romantically, yet stuck around due to a mix of maturity and having generally enjoyed the company of the woman they were attracted to, regardless of the romantic implications. Of course, there are a substantial number of men who take the rejection, say they're cool just being friends, then shift to the friendship approach, while secretly hoping at some point they'll have their shot. Can't say there's not. Most guys aren't going to pursue women solely as friends. Sorry to say. Unless there's absolutely no possibility of it happening. The woman isn't already attached romantically, in other words, or she hasn't explicitly friend-zoned the guy. There's always going to be some sexual tension there in some form, and even if it's just there as a friendship, there's always going to be some inkling of connection there, especially as you know each other more. Even if the friendship is intended by both parties, there might be a moment that comes where one or the other catches feelings that changes things up. If one or the other doesn't want that, then it pretty much tanks the friendship, in my experience. Yes, even more disheartening. But it's just human nature. Because it's not a natural process to approach a woman on the basis of being friends, unless there's already a shared catalyst that makes it natural to end up like that. However, it's often a quick realization on whether romantic or platonic compatibility is a thing. Well, sorry to dishearten you further, but I would probably never pursue a woman in a non-romantic manner. If it looks like that, it's probably because you friend-zoned me, rather than me lacking any sexual/romantic intent. So to answer the question, I guess it's whether or not she's keen to make it sexual is what separates it. But why is that? Like, why do you wanna sleep with a woman rather than just be friends? In a situation where you like hanging out with her? I don't get it /view 200D. Because if you like a girl enough to be her friend, then you probably also like her enough to want to sleep with her. IDK, why that's complicated. If you're friends, you probably have some mix of common interests/shared humor/chemistry/enjoy doing things together. Those are all things I want in a romantic partner. That her values align with mine. Most men are already satisfied with platonic friendships because they have enough male friends. It's not like we crave female friendships. It's way easier to make male friends than female friends. So the only reason why any man would put in the effort to approach a woman is for romantic reason. I used to have many female friends. Lost almost all to jealous BFS over the years. I definitely believe men and women can just be friends. But many don't. This may be part of the problem. If you are a bit older, it's point we just give up because their next boyfriend will make them stop talking to us. I actually got several back when I came out as trans, femme and gay. Guess I'm not a threat anymore. Her appearance and attitude. Compatibility. I'm not looking for another version of me, but a different person. A woman with a similar life goal, bringing a different but equally useful skill set that can help us achieving our life goals. To be honest, anyone I like was a potential girlfriend when I was younger and single. If you're attractive and we get on well enough to spend time together, there's a chance this does remain. What changed for me is a relationship, meaning I'm not looking, and the maturity to know when someone says they aren't interested, to not try to change their mind. Also, context of that relationship. I have never hit on someone at work, for example. I've also got people I have met via friends that either have partners or just aren't people I'd be direct friends with. My partner's friends are nice looking, but I don't even get why she wants to be friends with them. The only real exception to this is someone I have known since I was 4. She's attractive, but my brain can't get past the fact we might as well be family. If we had met when I was older, though, I doubt this friendship would exist. The answer really though is the same as it is for your side. We don't know. Feelings aren't something we control. A platonic relationship is one where a woman is friends with a man who wants to F her.